Put it in it. Episode of the People's Mic. I'm Jim Peoples. Introduce yourselves. Also, this is episode 465. Happy Monday.
Yeah, that's on you, man.
Oh, I am Nathan Orton.
There you are.
Orlando Perez.
Peter Wong.
Clap Mac, I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Get fined from what?
I don't know, you never saw Marshawn Lynch do that on
Oh, okay.
Interviews.
It was just here, so
I thought it would be.
I don't think Jimmy watches sports.
I don't watch sports.
Just-
I hate spectating.
Where's
I'm
Skittles
not a
at? Where's
spectator.
Skittles at?
I'm not a spectator at all. I
That's
feel like I
right.
can't see you. I
Should've
want to
brought
talk
the
to you. Like, hey, there you are.
You'll find that very spiritual people don't really watch.
Put your name on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting because I meditate and I'm not religious. Does that mean I'm spiritual?
I would say you're kind of spiritual. And you watch sports?
I don't watch sports.
I don't watch
It goes
sports.
hand in hand.
I feel like I need to do something. I'm like, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah, I've never been one of those guys who just lays on the couch. Like I got friends that
Yeah.
just lay on the couch and just lets ESPN play just so they can consume it and know. I was like, I've never been that guy. I was like, I gotta move and I don't want to fucking.
That's why I kind of
watch.
hate like spiritual people for the most part. Is
Yeah.
because it's all this like thing where they've got to be like, yeah, let's go to the freaking mountain. Let's freaking go.
Yeah,
look at
fuck
nature.
What about UFC, like fighting?
Yeah, that's
It's,
different.
yeah, okay. It's like it's still spectating, but it's like
Still
a
the
fight.
gist though. You know what?
It's
I
all
like
a fight.
UFC because it's not as long as boxing. Because it's
Oh,
not
yeah.
15 hours. A long boxing match is all night.
Oh,
UFC
yeah. Cool with that.
barely goes 2-3 rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, long
Beating
watch
each other.
quick.
Yeah.
And I'll
And
only
then-
watch UFC like if I'm eating chicken wings at like a Hooters and it's on or whatever. Then it's perfect.
And I would rather if it was still street fighting because I don't like how they're in thongs at the end. Like they're, you know, I got a problem with feet, so I don't want to see their feet during the fight. I don't want to see them. They always in UFC they always end up in the same position at the end. It's grappling on the floor,
Yeah.
and I was like, I need a street fight on 125th Street where it's we're just hand to hand. You know, nobody wants to go to the ground because it's concrete. You know, Tim's shoes
They gotta have
on.
Socks.
Somebody's hat has to get knocked off.
But now see toes.
Yeah, I don't want to see
I
no
wanna
fucking
see some
toes.
socks.
That's
Yeah, it is gay porn. UFC
Yo,
is
knock,
gay porn.
knocking somebody's hat off, like you get fucked up. You're like, yeah,
Absolutely.
knocked his hat
Absolutely.
off.
You
dog.
knocked his hat off, son.
Yeah.
And then took his hat. And then took his hat home.
Ooh, I've taken a hat
That's
off
the
before
belt.
after
You
a
take
run.
somebody's hat.
I've done that. One time, we was beating this dude to fuck up. He's on his hands and knees, and I reached in the back of his pants and ripped his drawers off.
Oh, see, that's dirty. That's a
Oh,
fight.
yeah, that was
I like
good.
dirty shit. I like, but I don't like the
And real fights are fast.
Yeah.
They last
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a real fight.
Yeah.
I need cameras rolling on the 2 train, and the fight lasts for 2 stops. You know, it get from I don't know what stops. From,
Probably just like one stop.
One stop is everybody moves out the way, and the fight's over. You know, I don't need to see rounds.
In middle school, they would have like every time a fight broke out, like the crowd formed.
That should be
in
a TV
seconds.
show. That
in
should be a
seconds,
show.
the crowd formed, and the principal. Like, I don't envy that job. Going through
is the ref.
Yeah, and they're boxing them out and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like when you're fighting, if
I would
somebody
watch that.
touches me, I'm socking them. So you're the principal. You gotta watch out to get hit.
Yeah.
All the time, especially with girls. With girls, you will get fucked up.
Wait, what do you
Be
mean?
your own friend, right?
Or World Star.
If you're fighting about girls or if girls are fighting?
If 2 girls are fighting,
Uh-huh.
yo, they're grabbing on until
Oh,
some
yeah.
shit's happening.
Because that's a real backstory. Because you
got the
fucked my man,
weapons.
and then we had to meet at 3 o'clock, and the whole school is there. And
The bigger girl always wins. Too.
there's one girl on the fence talking about beat his ass.
and there's
Yo!
coaching and shit like uppercut.
That's a fight.
You're gonna show up after and just
Yo.
see like weave on the ground. You're like, I missed it.
You took a weave over there like that, bitch. Ain't got no hands.
Damn it.
Yo!
Someone got scalped.
That's so good. And then paid him $3 million.
There's a lot that's
I would pay money to watch that. Pay per view.
Good.
What?
Hey, has anyone seen a fight on the train yet? I'm sure.
Yeah.
No,
Been here
no.
a
Who's the last?
I have not.
The last fight I saw was on 6th Avenue, and there was these 2 bums are fighting, or bum and a kid, and this cop was like, hey, what are you doing?
Did it work?
That's a lot.
Did it work?
They gently like let go, but he didn't even. He was no gun. There was no. He's like, what are you assholes doing? You're gonna fall into the tracks.
Yeah.
I was like,
I seen a dude fighting himself on the train. He's gonna argue with himself. I thought they were about to fight.
With himself.
with himself.
Yeah.
No,
Well, that I've seen him.
I can't remember what.
That's definitely a
He's
common.
there fighting
It's like-
himself.
I like
This
when people
morning.
argue and then don't fight. I can't remember this gay.
Oh.
There was a gay guy. I just heard his voice, and he. I wish I could remember the phrase he said. It was the best gay. It was. Oh, fuck.
I've seen
Do an act out.
Yeah.
Damn.
I've
The
seen
floor is
3
yours.
homeless
I'm
men.
about that business. He kept saying something. He kept saying it over and over again. But that's all. Everybody, you know, when you laugh and something,
Tag
the
all
whole
his
train was like,
punches.
"What's he saying?" And he was like, "Please say it again." He was like, "Oh, fuck!" It was so good. It was delicious because I couldn't see his face, but he was talking to some lady who bumped him or something. No, she coughed. She coughed in his face. She was like, "Fuck."
Oh.
That's gonna be the name of this episode. Hey, somebody
Fuck
keep
the
talking. I don't know.
I saw
no,
three
what he
homeless
said.
3 homeless men like touching each other. One was like jerking them
Oh.
off.
Whoa.
The other
That's
guy was
not what
touching
he.
their butt.
No.
Not,
Yo,
that's not the
yo.
question.
The
Why
other
did this go that way? we never all bummed
We talking about
out.
fighting. We talking about
That
arguing in
wasn't
public.
Bummed out.
Yo, in a fight, you said people argue and don't fight enough. Like when I grew up, like if you met up and shit and you are arguing and you didn't fight, you get jumped.
You get jumped? Wow. So then you
yeah.
gotta fight to
Yeah,
self.
so you gotta
Yeah,
fight.
because they be like,
at
"Oh,
that
you
point.
pussy!"
Yeah.
You gonna fight them and you get beat up by your
like,
boys.
You got 30. Y'all some bitch ass.
Yeah, yo, so this a whack ass fight. Somebody got to fight. Put your
You gotta
names
fight
on
to
there.
survive.
I used to chicken out of street fights.
Really? That's probably
I-
sometimes
I-
that's a good idea.
I
Okay,
chicken
I'm
out.
gonna-
when I was a
okay.
kid. Because like at the bus stop, like it'd be about to fight, and I'd be like, I'm not even. I don't even hate you. Like,
White guys fights are funny. Really, 'cause they argue.
bro, I love you,
Bro.
dude. Why am I hitting you, bro?
I was like, did they just fight?
You like hug at the end and shit.
They handshake.
The fucking zero, no hair on the ground.
That's a white guy.
No hair in the girl.
One of my friends got out of a fight.
Just a hat.
This dude was gonna fight.
Like a clean hat is still fine. I'm sorry.
This dude was gonna fight my friend. My friend got out of the fight by saying, "Nah, man, I'm eating my egg roll. Leave me alone." And he's like, "No."
Oh yeah, I couldn't run
He's
with
like-
nobody until he said that.
You gotta
He
let
let
someone
him
enjoy their
alone,
meal.
like, eating his egg roll.
I never even came close, you know. I was a real big pussy
Yeah.
in middle school.
Close.
Never even. Yeah.
Where'd you go to
as a
school?
little kid. Parsons in Queens. It was in Jamaica.
So-
Pretty close to Jamaica.
Yo,
New York.
Public school?
Yo.
Asian school?
Public school.
Mostly
It's
Asian?
just
99% black.
Like, really?
Yeah. But
No,
I was in the.
he laughed. I don't remember the name of the school, but when I first moved to New York from Florida, my first grade was mostly Asian school in the Bronx, and I was like one of the only black kids.
Where?
In I don't remember the name of the school. And everybody was like, I don't think he's supposed to be here.
Because
But
you're
I
black.
felt that energy. Like,
Is that when you develop your fetish?
yeah, I was like, I love this school.
Honestly, that is joking,
I don't have a
bro.
fetish. I just like Asian, whatever.
I'm joking.
So that's not even a joke. That's true.
It's not a joke. It's not a joke.
I just like Asian.
I remember that
Sexually.
school, and I remember them changing me to the mostly black school.
Wow.
Yeah.
Get
That's
out.
weird,
Yeah,
man.
because it was right up the block. That's
Man.
when it was mostly Asian.
The same
1970?
thing happened to me.
You keep pulling jabs. You fucking
I'll
TV.
tell you, and this is the truth. I had in the first year. So there's the regular classes, and then there's the smart classes in my school. And in my the smart classes, it was a bunch of the smart kids, and there were 2 black kids in that class, and all the other classes were black kids. So that was the first year, and then the next year, the smart class was the same class minus the 2 black kids.
Wow.
I swear to God.
Yo, Jimmy, did you get hit when you were a kid? Like, were they able to hit you guys?
Who? Teachers?
Oh,
I went to a Catholic school for a hot minute, and they gave us the ruler, and I fought
So,
back
yeah.
because I didn't know any better.
I went to
But
Catholic-
our public school teachers didn't really hit us back.
Yeah.
We fought each other, so it's like.
But I'm talking about like if you get in trouble, they can take you up and hit you.
Oh shit.
Like,
The only time I remember that is the
Adults?
Catholic
Private school?
Catholic school.
Yeah,
Adults
hit,
would
they,
hit
Yeah.
you like
they
that?
hit the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is private school?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I went
that's
to
a-
Catholic school too, but none of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Catholic school. They used to
can't
fuck
do
us
that
up,
shit.
and then my mom was like, "Nah, you got to get out of here."
Oh,
It's-
they never would try
Yeah.
that shit.
I just feel all of us telling you that wasn't supposed to happen.
it's like, yeah. I wasn't that kid. I was the crazy kid. So it was like
Crazy kid like you would get in trouble.
like I would flip desks
Oh,
and
yeah.
yeah, I was a desk flipper.
I don't know why you would decide to
At
be
a
a teacher
temper.
at a middle school
Yeah.
or like a
Kids are
principal.
crazy.
Any of those.
Now
things.
they're even worse because now you because we wouldn't think of bringing guns and knives and shit like that to school. Like you got weapons and these kids have access to all types of shit. You don't know what they're thinking.
Insane.
You know, I would never.
I think people who have those jobs who just really believed in the system,
Yeah.
stayed in the system. They stayed in school literally and just
Yeah.
No.
safe.
It's a mental war. It's a mental hospital
That's interesting.
dealing with these kids.
Yeah.
Public
How you
schools.
do
I
that.
mean,
How-
Getting everyone into an auditorium,
Yeah.
like those kids into
Yeah.
an auditorium. I'm like shocked that ever worked.
I know,
ever.
right?
Yeah. In fifth grade, I was in Catholic school, and 3 kids brought they told themselves the day before yo, I got a bigger knife than you. I know this is figurative, right? So I have a bigger knife than you. And then the next day, they all went to the bathroom together, and then they just showed each other their knives, actual knives. And they're just look at mine, look at mine. And I was just yo, what the fuck are you guys doing? That was my first year in Catholic school too. I was like, what's going on? Are you guys just pulling out knives here, man? What's up with that?
Yo, perfect about teachers. Look at this teacher snap on this kid.
Wait, what?
eventually I'll be able to. But he had to do that. He has to snap.
Nah, young boy was right with him.
Is that World Star?
Mm-hmm.
I can't do nothing about your anger that you can't control it and I can control mine.
Does he hit him? Does he hit him?
Why you in my face? That's it.
They just looking at us. Look at that. Pull his pants. Told him to pull his pants up.
Yeah, was Peso said, "Yo, beat you the fuck up, little guy."
Wait, he told him to pull his pants up, and the kid did it.
Either way, he said, "Little guy," and everybody was laughing at him and
That
shit.
reminded me of what do you guys think about
But
the
he
YouTube?
knows who he can talk to like that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What do you
Do
mean?
you have the context?
No
Okay,
context.
no context.
Just
I
a
was
teacher,
curious.
like
Snapping out.
a little ass teacher that was about to
Yeah,
get his
that's World
ass
Star.
whooped.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you guys think of the YouTubers that all they do is do reaction videos, and then other people are watching their reaction to another video? The weird connection.
Tell them where they can find that video.
Yo, World Star's on the first page.
What's the name of the video? Is there a title?
That title's funny as shit, I think. It is.
Yeah, that's what we'll do from now on.
He big mad. Teacher with Napoleon complex is sick and tired of the little man jokes made by his students.
Oh, little man. And so he said little man back to him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I respect
Other than that
In
security
context.
guard. Oh, I'm sorry.
What the fuck happened today? Did anybody see? I hate talking about Trump. No. I saw Dolomite. We'll talk about Dolomite. I saw Contact a second time, and I don't want to talk about the plant-based diet shit. Al-Baghdadi.
The guy,
The terrorist that killed.
Oh, yes, yeah.
I was like, hearing Trump say Al-Baghdadi is like hearing him introduce a rapper. Because he practiced saying his name before he went on camera. So he was like, Al-Baghdadi. And he was like, it's such a good name. It's a delicious name for a villain.
Yesterday I heard some dude say
Bad, very bad man.
Baghdadi is such a good Baghdadi. It's such a
Big Daddy.
Baghdadi.
It sounds like a Big Daddy terrorist. He does sound like a rapper.
He sound
Got my
like a
new
rapper.
Big
Al-Baghdadi,
Daddy
I would buy his album.
Big Daddy term.
That shit would be the bomb.
A pool Al-Baghdadi.
That's
good. That's good.
I appreciate it.
This guy is such a clown. He's president.
Trump cracks me up every time I see it. I don't follow politics.
No, I don't follow politics.
I didn't vote for him.
I zoom in and out and get the snippets. I don't know shit about.
they were booing
It's
him yesterday
depressing.
at the World Series, weren't they?
Where?
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that.
they're
Sports
booing
shit.
That's
They're booing
hilarious. And
the
they got
shit
sit there
out
and act like nobody's
Yeah.
booing them and shit.
He's clapping.
Lonnie is bad as shit though.
Is she still bad?
for her age. Yeah.
How old is she? 50?
Probably older, but yeah.
50? Pushing 60 maybe?
Wasn't she in Playboy?
I don't know. She I don't know. Fucking. Yeah.
You can see her tears online.
I did go see Countdown. It's a horror movie about the app that counts down to the time of your death.
That's cool. That's a good premise.
It's a good premise. It was
Which means the movie sucks.
The movie's terrible. It was spot on film school movie, like beginning, middle, end, whatever, all that shit. I look into movies, so I didn't see at the beginning because I am trying to change my I don't say diet, but the way I eat. I am doing plant based. I'm trying to plant based. I failed
It's
this
not
weekend.
vegan,
I failed,
right?
and then shut the fuck up.
Plant-based.
I'm on a I'm a plant-based athlete. I saw the Game Changer on Netflix, so I'm trying to be a plant-based athlete.
So you only eat veggies?
Vegan. Shut the fuck up. All right? Vegans are gay, all right? I'm a plant-based athlete. That's the difference, all right? Vegans suck dick, and plant-based athletes lift weights. All right, yeah, we get pussy. All right, but no. At the beginning,
So what have you been eating?
At the beginning, it's fucking brutal.
Kale.
Swallowing cum is very unvegan.
No, that's actually a meat
That's not
diet.
vegan,
That's
that's-
protein.
I said unvegan.
It's unvegan.
Unfortunately, it's not a word, but
Unvegan.
Vegan is.
But I
So what'd you
noticed.
eat what'd you eat for breakfast?
non-vegan.
I failed today. I ate like
Unvegan.
home fries. I had a veggie burger,
Sweet.
and I had
They
a
sound all right so far.
and I had a beet juice.
Yeah,
but it's
exactly.
Way too
Ew.
expensive.
Okay.
It was. I didn't
Yeah.
look at my receipt, but it was.
Most diets won't be.
It is ridiculous. Like I did go to Qdoba and get Qdoba. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Qdoba, and I got a. I've been eating
It's the same.
the plant-based burrito.
Don't they have that at Dunkin' Donuts?
No, it's a vegetarian burrito, but I call it the plant-based burrito.
Vegan.
That's how you order it too. Let me get the
Get rid of
plant-based.
the plant-based burrito.
The
There's
veggie
no-
burrito? No, I
No,
said
no,
the
no,
plant-based.
the plant-based. You gotta say plant-based. It's bullshit.
I worry about the plants, like, because like plants can't move, so their defense is like toxin-based, chemical-based.
Yeah.
So like, you know, you get,
So, Joe,
you're gonna inflame
What
you.
if you viewed plants as
What?
as
Stop
life form, right?
What am I talking about? That didn't make sense.
I thought it made sense.
It's not a real thing.
What?
Like plants.
yes.
No, yes, plants. I understand, but we're talking about. He's not eating wild, fucking things
Barking
in the
trees.
forest.
Still,
He's
though.
I mean, the
eating
fruit of the
Kale.
plants. Yeah,
Still though.
yeah.
Peppers.
It's plant. It comes from plants.
Peppers. Those. I bet you there's some level of like chemical defense on food that we eat that could cause inflammation.
There's chemicals. There's
Like
no way
pesticides
there's
or
not
something?
chemicals
No.
in everything we eat, right?
Natural
So, yeah.
plant-based defense chemicals.
There's no, like in order for shit to get into the city, it's all got chemicals in it.
Oh,
It's
of
all
course.
got
Like,
fumes,
yeah,
chemicals in it.
So
It's
we're
everything
like,
to get
we're
to this
con-
point.
I'm trying to talk about this weird conspiracy shit that I would need to research, and we're conflating like natural plant defense chemicals
Monsanto.
with like Monsanto chemicals.
Yeah,
So I'm talking about
we
this.
get both.
We all
gotta
get this.
both.
We
Yeah,
can.
yeah.
You go organic, it's probably still there a little.
So that's a working conspiracy right now. That the plants are fighting us back from us trying to eat them.
Okay, so that was just
Wait,
me.
So
I'm asking, is that
Oh,
a thing?
is
Is
that
that
what
a
you were
working
saying?
conspiracy that exists?
I don't know. I just was thinking, and I said something that might be dumb or might be
Oh, okay.
profound.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
was
know.
ridiculous.
I liked it. It made me think. Everything that we eat,
possible.
everything that we eat,
Don't
are
entertain.
living
That was a
organisms.
ridiculous
Yeah.
thing. He
Everything
said.
that we eat are living
What?
organisms.
Yeah.
Plants.
That
Plants-
plants have
plants-
defense that we might be ingesting.
That the plants we're eating right now have defense mechanisms that are.
There's plants that do though.
Yes, there are plants that
Yeah.
do.
So I mean, they're all.
I want to
like,
like research this now.
Yeah.
This is calling it ridiculous. I think it makes sense.
I think it does too.
Oh my
No more
You have to
comedy.
research
I
everything
like
Peter
researching-
says though, because Peter questions everything. That's just
Yeah,
his
that's
job as
good.
an Asian man.
I'm
Research
questioning
questions.
something that's reasonable to question. I mean, there's been there's meat that's had mad cows.
Was that an M. Night Shyamalan movie?
I'm not saying we
The
shouldn't
plants?
eat plants. I'm just saying like it's interesting. Like going vegan might like. Is it the absolute healthiest choice?
Is it?
And we're not having a debate about.
I
diets,
do
just
feel
had a thought.
I do feel a lot stronger. In the week that I've been switching over,
Yeah.
I feel incredibly strong. I got energy. I'm off the hook.
Because
Placebo.
you're hungry as shit.
It probably we'll see in a month. We'll see in a
Okay,
month
yeah,
because I feel cool. I've been drinking a lot of water.
That's true.
How's your
Everyone-
Thanksgiving gonna be?
I don't celebrate holidays.
I don't drink water. There's too many chemicals.
There's chemicals in everything. We're fucked. When
I
you think
know.
about it, I did there was a documentary that you can find on not the underground videos where Monsanto was taking
Yeah.
all the seeds and
Yeah.
none of the shit that we eat.
A lot of farmers are killing themselves because they owe money.
What's
Yeah,
Monsanto?
Monsanto is
It's a big corporation that
Corporation.
like clones
Yeah.
seeds
Yeah.
of apples, and so we're eating like cloned weird
Yeah.
fruit, and they
They
spray
make it so
everything
that
with it.
farmers
It's like
can
synthetic.
more easily make these products. But
Yeah.
did you watch that documentary on
Yeah,
I
Monsanto?
did not.
I
But
did see that.
They're
I'd
saying
kill
that,
myself
like,
if
It's
I was
scary
a farmer.
shit.
People
It's
are
scary
making contracts with Monsanto, and then they end up owing Monsanto money for the rest of their lives. Like these
Yeah.
farmers, like
Yeah.
in Asia and stuff. And now
It's
like
so
they're
fucked
going
up.
crazy and they're killing themselves because they feel like they're
Because
just
of the
trapped
chemicals.
because of the chemicals that Monsanto is bringing in.
he like doubled down, didn't know I was making it.
But
Yes.
there was a transition of they were trying to take out all seeds to take away the power
I'm loopy
of us
right now.
growing our own food.
I know, I
So
don't understand.
now it's harder to find. Like if you look at the food that we eat, a lot of the food doesn't have seeds in it. All right, so
Ah.
you can't grow it. So try to find the food. A lot of it, like if you try to like watermelons, is like seedless watermelons they're trying to sell, and it is so that they have full control of the food that we eat.
Does going organic get around this, or is it just ubiquitous and we can't help it? That's what I want to know. Like, it's,
I don't.
Is there a way?
I don't have the
Right?
the
That was, like,
information.
philosophical.
It was just I
Yeah.
tune in to see what the fuck is going on, and I'm like, okay.
None of us know
But
the answer.
I don't know the answer.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
saw
It's
certain
not
things that
even-
I've seen.
Makes you want to learn.
And then
Not
I
even
pay.
the people
I
that
try
tell
to
us
pay
to do
attention.
it know the answer.
Exactly.
But the shit will drive you crazy.
No,
We're just
Yeah.
waiting for the next like Netflix
Like a-
thing to tell us. Like,
Yeah, right.
Because now, like, don't you
I'm sorry.
don't you yawn out of this?
Yo, I
Don't
do wanna
you
hear
yawn out.
I do want to
Peter,
hear
what
about
do you
Dolomite before we get off this.
What is
joke.
that?
I don't even know nothing about Dolomite. Like, what is it?
Oh my! He's been around
Dolomite is
forever.
Rudy Ray Moore.
It's like
is
a
is
remake,
story.
right?
No, it's not a remake. It's just a biography. I always get autobiography. Somebody else does it. Just a story
No,
about
biography.
Rudy Ray Moore. Rudy Ray Moore was a stand-up comedian in the 50s, 60s. He was one of the first.
But Dolomite's been out for a long time, right? Oh, since like the
Dolomite,
60s.
Dolomite was his character
Yeah.
that he did when nobody would give him time of day to get on stage and be a comedian. He created this Dolomite character, and then nobody would put him on film. He's like, I'm gonna make a movie, and he pulled all his money, all his
man.
resources together, and made his Dolomite movie. And he made a bunch of them, and it was like this. It was on the cusp of in that blaxploitation era, where, and I could be completely wrong, but this is what I remember, where all of our movies were made by like white directors, and he was telling our own story, not our own story, but in a story that was his control, and he could just make a comedy action movie and just make a good movie for black people. That's all he wanted to do. He just wanted to entertain our people in the way that we entertain us, and not.
Jeez.
And so he was one of the first ones to say, "I'm just going to make a motherfucking movie." And he wanted to just make a bad movie. He just wanted to make a movie, and put and it doesn't have to be like a deep fucking, be better black people. I want to make the kind of movie that
Is he the OG
a
Tyler
mainstream,
And
not, yeah,
and
kinda.
he did it. He did it.
And he did it.
I need
He
hands
did it.
for that.
We're struggling.
Tyler Perry. So
Oh,
that's-
He
Well,
did it, man.
yeah.
No, he did it.
Real
He
shit.
did. He
Let me
did
ask
the
you,
fucking
so
thing.
blaxploitation
Yeah.
is exploiting is where
The
they're
black
making
culture.
they make fun of the black culture,
Yeah, making
right?
fun of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
it's-
And just making over the top movies about what we think black people do.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we didn't have any control of that.
Yeah.
It was like saying, we need you to when they brought us in the cast, and be like, we need you to be more black. Like that. That's where that originated from. It's
Yeah.
like to talk with jive and
Yeah.
be like, and it wasn't,
That's amazing that all that how many documented films we have in the backlog of all stuff like that. And
it's a lot.
Just
I
can probably
got
watch it
a
now.
watch list of shit that I still haven't. I was like, this shit is embarrassing to watch. Like, this is like coming through comedy
stuff is
now.
so crazy.
Like.
But it's the thing is that
Shit
at that time the people have no idea that this is like
imagine.
oh we shouldn't do this.
I can imagine
And
how
now
hard it was.
I wonder what today in 40 years we'll look back and go I can't believe they did that. Like,
all the shit that's on YouTube. It's like
yeah, probably sooner or later.
Yeah, because I don't fucking. It will boggle your brain to think about the shit because they had a whole circuit just for black, like the Chitlin circuit and just
Chitlin circuit?
Yeah, Chitlin circuit.
What's the Chitlin
The
circuit?
Chitlin circuit is the black bars and that black people had to work in the South. You know, it's like certain bars that black people could work at.
So it's like for example, Bernie Mac they said he was like the best comedian and was super famous in the black community, like way before he ever anyone knew him.
Yeah,
so
because he was doing road shit in the South, but he wasn't in mainstream clubs.
He used to have like the Chicago Bulls come to his shows, like
like shit like that.
Before he was big.
Before he was like famous. Yeah.
Oh wow.
But then they did Kings of Comedy and then Def Jam and
And he got his show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, we gotta give this guy a chance."
Hello, America.
Yeah.
Shout out. Bernie Mac.
It's exhausting. What talk about dating. Talk about your experience.
While us three are here,
yes,
this is a little related. So we were talking about what we're attracted to in a woman. Us three. The first time I did this podcast, a burlesque dancer who was a friend of a Facebook friend watched our podcast, said you had a dad bod, and called us all self-important douchebags.
Ooh, what?
Burlesque dancers, so strippers that no one wants to see
Was I in the
naked.
pod?
Okay.
You weren't, just us three, and we talked about like
See?
what we're attracted
Feminists.
to.
Yeah.
We talked about what we're attracted to, and you can't even start to mention that you're not attracted to
Well, hold on.
overweight people
Why not?
But that she's
without this goofy bitch
Slow
caught
down.
insulting us.
Well,
But,
here she's a vocal minority,
yes,
right? The majority of women, I don't want to speak, but I don't think are in that sort
Of course.
circle that they're like, oh my god, this guy's saying that.
But it's just
she's a
funny.
little crazy.
It's just funny that
Don't
we
read
got like
Flack.
lambasted
Yeah.
a little bit for just having an opinion of what we're attracted to. If you're attracted to a race, it's a fetish. If you're attracted to a body type, then you're discriminating the other body types. It's just weird that we were just having a little conversation, just guys, and we weren't being like overly like insulting or misogynistic by any means, and it still sparks someone to fuck them, and it's like,
Well, I'm
get
glad it
over
happened
yourself.
because it's hilarious to hear about.
Yeah. I wish I had a
Ask her
better
if she
take
come
on
on
it.
after if she would come on the podcast. She bring some burlesque friends on the podcast.
Yeah.
We got to get bigger chairs, but I mean,
Is she a big girl? She's a big girl.
yeah, she blocked
right.
me on Facebook. Someone screenshotted.
Some people get offended. Like this is not the podcast to get
Someone
offended.
screenshotted what she was saying about me and showed me. That's how I know it.
Oh shit!
So she tried to go behind my back to do it, which is
She
just
posted it
funny.
on her wall, or she
Posted it on a thread that I was on. So there's a whole thing. This one, an open micer from St. Louis, where I'm from, made a post implying that Dave Chappelle should quit comedy because of his last special was too offensive. And I said, hey, maybe you look a little silly saying this. And then that's when this other person who's their friend was like, oh, I saw this podcast with a douchebag body, personal trainer and the dad bod.
I'm a douche. I'm a douchebag.
Making fun.
Douchebag?
She was being generous, but I
Douchebag.
mean, I'm
They
joking.
make black douchebags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, right? They made one.
Yeah. I'm gonna get a T-shirt. Black douchebag. Black douchebag gang.
We're like a limited edition. Jimmy. Your name's Jimmy.
Black douchebag.
Black douche. You can we could go a viral video now. Just
Black douchebag.
dress you up all douchey and just
Episode.
make a real bad song.
Black bros.
But anyways, yes, someone hates us, so that's funny.
Good. The
Well,
hate is
she's a
good.
person.
She's allowed to.
She's a person watching a Facebook thing and
I remember
spending
we were
time
not anymore.
getting angry and making a thing.
I remember
That's
we were
her
talking about bodies. We were
thing.
talking about like people like trying to like work on your body.
I just realized if I sit back,
Yeah, I'll show you.
you gotta put your arm around me. It's fine. Look how optimistic we are.
Peter, tell them about your
My dating thing?
yes.
Yeah.
Can you talk and read at the same time?
Do you want me to read this first?
No, don't read
Jimmy?
that online.
Don't read it. It has the
Oh,
N word.
Yeah.
Well then.
No. I'll just show you. Tell them your
Let me
story
see, let me
first.
see.
Okay, so yeah, on the way here, I saw a really hot, like a really cute girl walking on the street, and I'm doing this thing now where I try to smile at women I'm attracted to, and if they smile back, then I'm going to open up a conversation with them, basically. So I smiled at her, and then I saw what I think it was a smile. I think she smiled back, right? And then so I really quick, I was like, "Oh, hey, hello, miss, how are you? I'm Peter, all that stuff.
Hello, miss.
And then
What's your name?
I had no line or anything. I was just like, I didn't know what I was saying. And then she said, "Oh, hello.
Yeah.
I'm on my way." She's like, "I gotta go." And then I think I was like, "Oh, wait, let me talk." And then I said, I said like, "I'm sorry, I'm like shy or something."
Oh,
She goes, "Yeah, I can tell you don't do this a lot, right?"
Oh.
Anyways, we talked for a bit, and then she went on her way. I didn't go for the number close or anything, and I went to the subway, and then she came into the same subway platform, and then we locked eyes, and she laughed, and we talked some more, and then we went on the subway and talked some more. But then I didn't think. I thought she was just being like nice and everything. I didn't go for like the number or anything. So
You didn't close.
pretty bad game.
Do you have Instagram?
Overall? No.
Dude, what you're doing is amazing, because most guys are just on Tinder and DMs and making themselves look stupid. You're gonna get better at that and eventually get a
Did you
quality.
tell her
chick.
you were a comedian?
Yeah.
Then say come to his show and
Yeah.
like bam.
Not a mic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, not
definitely not a mic.
Definitely not a mic.
Yeah, so that's the whole story. But I do that. I'm very.
I applaud you.
I think I'm very bold, but
Yes.
I have shit game. So all the time, I've done this lots of times, but
That's
it's
how you
always
build game, dude. That's great that you're doing that.
yeah,
I think it's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great. Thanks.
It at least
Nice.
exudes confidence, and you're working on yourself, and you're taking risks. Those are all good qualities. I just sound real nice.
I do
on
know
that.
I have like this insecure foundation in my head where like I'll open up and open the conversation or whatever,
What-
and then in my head I'm like, she so doesn't want
The thing that it
gotta
happened,
turn
right?
that
It
off.
happened. What would you have done differently?
Looking back,
Yes.
I'm not even
Besides
sure.
fix your posture.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big
yeah.
part of it.
Fix your posture.
Okay.
Ooh, you have a spongy, weird. It's no muscle. You need to build some muscle, young man. You're very noodly body.
It's a very.
I fixed a lot of postures.
I'm in a very vulnerable moment right now.
Yeah, I know. He's
I'm
like,
being struck by all sides.
Well,
I would have asked for a number. I think.
How would you
At least.
ask?
I'd be like,
This is your homework for the next week.
I guess I'd be like, hey,
You
I'd like you. Let's go get a coffee sometime. What's your number?
Tell her to come to a comedy show. You
No,
text her.
no,
No.
don't-
Listen, you tell her. You tell her to come to a comedy show just so you can get the phone number. And she's like, okay. And then you text her later, and you keep on talking to her. Hey,
something else?
should meet up. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So you tell them you're a comic?
It's genius.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Everybody knows. I tell everybody. Everybody I know I'm a
Yeah,
comic.
yeah. It depends on the mood. It depends on the mood that I
what
tell
I don't know why
If
you
they're cool.
didn't ask for the number.
We got
Because like
close
you
to
already had like you were talking to her on the train, right? So like just treat her like like even if she denies you, like you
And
bombed at open mics. So
you
just
saw her more
just
than
treat that
once.
like I just bombed, whatever. Who cares?
Just
Move on to the
never
next.
tell her when to come and just talk to her.
I know how you
talk about getting the followers.
First of all, only take advice from people who actually do this. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I've never seen Orlando with a female.
I think Vlad seen you with one. Vlad seen you with one.
Here's
Just
keep
'cause you-
doing this and never
Yeah.
ask for a
Matt
number,
too.
and just wait, and eventually one will ask for your number, then reject them.
Oh,
Build your confidence. That was a joke.
you're gonna be waiting a long ass
Don't-
time.
Welcome to the douchebag show. This is another episode of People's Mic. Give it up for them real quick. Thank you guys. Did you have a thought? Something to say?
Yeah, I think you have to develop confidence in your subconscious, so it's not dragging you down.
Yeah.
By
in those
destroying
interactions.
their confidence.
No, yeah, that was a
Break them
joke.
down to
Well, I
their
think
lowest
Don't ever do
form.
that.
That's something I gotta think through.
Humiliation.
Reverse psychology.
Spit in
Yeah,
their face.
we gotta close this out. This is fun. Tell me where they can find you, Nate.
You can find. I have a website.
Yeah, you do.
That is not. I don't work on it. I have a friend who has a web development degree, and
But I guess
I think he's going to work on it.
What's the name of it?
NathanOrtonComedy.com.
Nathan.
I mean, don't go to me.
Comedy.
You kind of look like Randy Orton now that you say Nathan Orton.
That's
Randy Orton.
Who-
Ooh,
do you know
kinda
who-
do
Yeah.
look like Randy Orton.
Yep.
Oh, really? He's related to Randy Orton?
this is my brother.
No, no way.
That makes perfect sense.
Fucking lying. Yo, no.
If you ask, I'll tell you.
It's my brother.
Come on. Don't be on the podcast.
Content.
What's your name?
Leave him alone.
My name's Nathan Orton.
You look like Randy Orton. Orton. Who's that?
My brother.
That's trippy.
What about your dad?
That's crazy. We're on a
Bob
podcast.
OG.
Bob Orton.
He had a cowboy hat, never rode a horse. That's funny. I should say that.
Tell me
Tell your brother I'll knock him the fuck out.
Well, we're not gonna beat that.
Please don't do that.
Randy
He'll kill me,
Orton's
right?
brother.
He'll hit you, but he'll stop like right here.
He'll fake it. He'll play
Orlando
it.
P Comedy. I got nothing. Restaurant.
I guess I'll rip
East
on
Harlem.
professional wrestling for my
Oh,
set.
you.
If everyone knows, I usually don't bring it up, but
No,
if people
you
know.
gotta bring it up.
I gotta talk about it. I don't know how to
gotta
make jokes
talk
about it
about it.
because it's so weird to go up there. I don't want people to like
All right,
look
we
like
gotta
I'm
talk about this.
bragging.
It's okay. Yeah, brag.
No,
There's
stop.
nothing to brag
You
Stop
gotta see
that
both
now.
places,
Yeah,
too.
you do got a forehead crease.
The same
You
as
got the
Randy's.
crease. Yeah.
Yo, talk
You got
about it.
Randy's forehead
If you don't
crease.
talk about it, you are whack.
Yeah, you
They-
gotta
No,
talk about
no,
it.
seriously.
I needed to hear that
You
from
don't
a
have
cool
to force.
We gotta close
The
this
moment
out.
you
We
talk
gotta-
about it, that's your gimmick. So don't even. I
Where
say
can we find it? What you got?
I gotta be able to.
All right,
Yo,
stop
fucking-
talking. Stop
yo,
talking.
get a
stop
Sorry.
talking.
Get a
Go.
gimmick. Fuck that.
Peter Wong. Find me on peterwongcomedy.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, Clyde Mac, follow me on Instagram, everything.
It's another episode of People's Mic. You can find it on iHeartRadio, Spotify, JimPeoples.com. Don't subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're here every day, Monday to Friday, out of Strong and Head at 2:15 for the open podcast, 3 o'clock for the open mic, and Saturdays we're at Niagara at 4:30 for the podcast and 5:30 for the open mic. If you're out of, can you shut the hell up? Shut the fuck up! In my ear.
It's like a sitcom. Like it's a bit.
I was like, what are you talking about? You already spoke. You have nothing going on. All right. If you're out of town comic, feel free to come have a seat and get yelled at and introduce you to all the comedians that are going to hate your guts. And we will see you. Still talking. Tomorrow. Bye. Thank you.